It was a moonless night when I found myself alone on that desolate road, surrounded by an impenetrable forest. The only illumination came from the feeble glow of my headlights, casting feeble glimmers into the shadows that seemed to claw at the edges of my vision. I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was watching me, hiding in the inky darkness just beyond the reach of my headlights. I had been driving for hours, the monotony of the road amplified by the haunting silence that enveloped the wilderness. No signs of life, no other cars on the road, just an endless stretch of asphalt cutting through the heart of the ominous woods. The radio signal had faded away miles ago, leaving me with only the unsettling hum of the engine and the rhythmic tap of raindrops against the roof. As the road stretched on, I began to notice strange shapes flickering at the edge of the forest. Distorted figures that seemed to dance in and out of view, like specters playing tricks on my mind. My tired eyes strained to make sense of the unsettling tableau that unfolded in the periphery of my vision. The sense of isolation deepened, and an unsettling chill settled in the pit of my stomach. I tried to shake off the feeling, telling myself it was just fatigue playing tricks on my mind. But then, the headlights flickered, plunging me into darkness for a split second. Panic set in as the engine sputtered, and I coasted to a stop on the desolate road. I sat there in the oppressive silence, the engine ticking as it cooled. My mind raced with thoughts of being stranded in this eerie wilderness. I fumbled for my phone, hoping to find a signal, but the screen remained stubbornly blank. Out of options, I decided to step out and inspect the car. As I opened the door, a gust of wind howled through the trees, carrying with it whispers that seemed to echo my name. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end, and I hesitated for a moment before venturing into the darkness. The forest loomed on either side of the road, a wall of twisted branches and shadowy depths that seemed to close in around me. The rain intensified, now a relentless downpour that drummed on the leaves overhead. I reached the front of the car, my breath visible in the cold night air. That's when I heard the distant sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate, echoing through the trees. My heart raced as I strained to see into the darkness, the feeble glow of my headlights casting long, distorted shadows that seemed to dance with the approaching figures. I stumbled backward, my mind racing with fear. There, at the edge of the forest, stood indistinct silhouettes, their forms shifting and contorting as if possessed by some malevolent force. The footsteps grew louder, an eerie rhythm that seemed to sync with the pounding of my heart. In a moment of sheer terror, I sprinted back to the car, the rain-soaked road slippery beneath my feet. I fumbled with the car keys, desperately trying to restart the engine. The headlights flickered back to life, revealing the twisted figures emerging from the forest. Their faces remained shrouded in darkness, but their hollow eyes seemed to fixate on me with a malevolence that sent shivers down my spine. The engine roared to life, and I slammed the car into gear, tearing down the desolate road with a reckless abandon. The twisted figures faded into the darkness, their haunting whispers lost in the roar of the engine. I drove for what felt like an eternity, the road stretching on endlessly through the night. As the first light of dawn broke on the horizon, I found myself on the outskirts of a small town. The rain had ceased, and the echoes of the harrowing night still reverberated in my mind. I couldn't shake off the feeling that I had narrowly escaped something unspeakable on that desolate road, something that lurked in the shadows of the night, waiting for the next unsuspecting traveler.